The psychological triggers Europeans use to sell luxury. They don't sell handbags. They don't sell jewelry. They don't sell cars, perfumes, or designer shoes. European luxury brands sell something far more powerful: psychology. For over 150 years, Europe has mastered the art of making people feel something so deeply, so emotionally, so personally that they willingly pay 5x, 10x, sometimes even 100x more than the actual value of the product. Today, we are uncovering the 5 psychological triggers Europe uses better than any other region in the world. The same triggers that help them outsell American brands year after year. This is how Europe controls the psychology of luxury. The emotional heritage trigger. Most brands sell what they are. European luxury brands sell what they've been. In psychology, there is a concept called emotional anchoring, the idea that people trust things that feel old, stable, and familiar. Europe weaponizes this better than anyone. Take France, Italy, Switzerland, or the UK. These countries have something priceless. Long history. A European luxury brand doesn't start with a product. It starts with a story, often from the 1800s or early 1900s. Founded in a small Parisian atelier, crafted by Italian artisans for royalty, born from our family's century-old tradition. When you buy the product, you aren't buying the object. You're buying a piece of the past, a psychological connection to something that feels older, wiser, and more meaningful. This is why European brands dominate luxury, because humans are emotional creatures, and emotions always beat logic. In America, most luxury brands are 20 to 50 years old. In Europe, many are more than 100 years old. People don't just buy European luxury, they trust it with their emotions. The social rank trigger. Here is a psychological truth almost no one admits. Luxury is not about the item. Luxury is about being seen with the item. European brands understand that humans are wired to signal status. This is called social proof theory. People feel more valuable when they own something others recognize. Europe creates products that act like social badges. Recognizable patterns, signature shapes, iconic logos, unique style codes, limited availability. When someone carries a high-end French or Italian bag, their people recognize it instantly. That recognition is the real product. American brands often make products that look good, but they don't have the century-old global recognition European luxury carries. Recognition built through consistent design. Europe keeps identity consistent. They don't constantly change designs. They build symbols that last generations. And psychologically, symbols control status. This is why European luxury sells more, because the product becomes a tool to announce who you are, without speaking a single word. The exclusivity scarcity trigger. Another powerful psychological trigger is manufactured scarcity, limiting supply so demand rises. Europe uses this masterfully. They say things like, limited edition, waitlist only, by invitation, made in small batches. When people think they can't have something, the human brain reacts with fear of missing out, FOMO. This fear increases desire. Europe rarely floods the market. Instead, they create controlled hunger. And the results? Bags with multi-year waitlists, watches that sell out before release, shoes that resell at triple price, perfumes that become urban legends. Scarcity creates obsession. Obsession creates status. Status creates profit. American brands try to sell more. European brands try to sell less. This is why Europe dominates the psychology of desire. The craftsmanship superiority trigger. There is a psychological bias called artisanal advantage. People believe something is more valuable if it's handmade, crafted slowly, made by an expert, created with tradition. Europe uses this bias perfectly. They position their products as hand-stitched by artisans, crafted in 40 hours, polished by specialized craftsmen, built with generational skill. This gives buyers a sense of intellectual luxury, the belief that they're paying for skill, not material. Even if the materials aren't rare, the craftsmanship story makes them feel exclusive. Humans love excellence. and Europe sells excellence as a feeling. American brands rely heavily on machines and mass production. Europe relies on storytelling that elevates craftsmanship to a sacred art. When you buy European luxury, you're not just buying quality, you're buying the feeling of quality, the emotional transformation trigger. This is Europe's greatest psychological weapon. They don't sell luxury, they sell identity transformation. Luxury in Europe answers emotional questions like, who am I? How do I want to feel? What do I want to project? Who do I want to become? European luxury brands craft experiences that make buyers feel more confident, more elegant, more respected, more powerful, more sophisticated, more valuable. In psychology, this is called self-expansion theory, the idea that people buy things that help them become a better version of themselves. Europe sells dreams and wraps those dreams in leather, gold, steel, or silk. This is why people pay more. This is why European luxury dominates. This is why their products become emotionally addictive. American brands sell lifestyle. Europe sells identity. Identity always wins. How Europe uses all 5 triggers together. Here's the genius of Europe. They don't use these psychological triggers one by one. They combine all of them in every product. This creates a perfect luxury formula. 1. Heritage trust. 2. Symbol recognition. 3. Scarcity desire. 4. Craftsmanship justification. 5. Identity emotional addiction. This combination is why European luxury outsells American luxury, dominates global perception, controls cultural influence, sets the standard for premium, grows stronger every year. Luxury isn't an industry, it's a psychological system, and Europe built it. Section 7. Why Americans can't replicate it. The biggest psychological advantage Europe has is time. You cannot fake 150 years of heritage. You cannot recreate cultural reputation. You cannot copy global trust. American brands do try, but they face 3 barriers. 1. Shorter history. Psychology favors age. 2. Faster culture. America changes trends quickly. Europe builds timelessness. 3. Mass marketing. Americans scale fast. Europe restricts access. Scarcity always beats abundance. This is why Europe leads luxury, not because of products, but because of psychological engineering built over generations. European luxury brands don't dominate because they're smarter or richer. They dominate because they understand the human mind. They sell meaning. They sell identity. They sell emotion. They sell belonging. They sell transformation. And people will always pay more for something that makes them feel something deeper. This is the real power of European luxury.